Here's a straw man story. Well, even as a rebel, I have the word straw man now, vocabulary. At a rebel age of 12, I thought it was a bad example for how emotions are similar to logic. Robots saved him because he had better chances. Trolley argument after all. This was not a trolley scenario. Yes, it's saving him anyway. He's in front. Break him out to increase the chances of his survival. Then swim down to save the girl, get the other human out. And while you swing back up to him anyway, you swing back up to the girl up to the surface. So if you fail, increase the chance that you'll be going back up for him anyway. Problem. See, why do you even have these thought experiments? We think about who to prioritize with the sacrifice, but not actually what to actually do about it. This is a exercise in who we prioritize, more of an emotional exercise actually than a preparation exercise. A machine would think.
Computer science of scheduling can give us some ideas about our own human struggles. About the computer science of scheduling can give us some ideas about our own human struggles with time. One of the first insights is that all the time you spend prioritizing your work is time you aren't spending doing it. For instance, let's say when you check your inbox, you scan all the messages, choosing which is the most important. Once you've dealt with that one, you repeat. Seems sensible, but there's a problem here. This is what's known as a quadratic time algorithm. With an inbox that's twice as full, these passes will take twice as long, and you'll need to do twice as many of them. This means 4 times the work. The programmers of the operating system Linux 4 times the work. The programmers of the operating system Linux encountered a similar problem in 2003. Linux would rank every single one of its tasks in order of importance, and sometimes spent more time ranking tasks than doing them. The programmer's counterintuitive solution was to replace this full ranking with a limited number of priority buckets. The system was less precise about what to do next, but more than made up for it by spending more time making progress. So with your emails, insisting on always doing the very most important thing first could lead to a meltdown. Waking up to an inbox 3 times fuller than normal could take 9 times longer to clear. You'd be better off replying in chronological order or even at random. Surprisingly, sometimes giving up on doing things in the perfect order may be the key to getting them done. Has to do with one of the most prevalent features of modern life, interruptions.
Longer, it might be liable for a copyright strike. I'll leave a link to the TED Talk in the video. Computers they don't think about who they want to sacrifice. Think about their job. That's what we should think about these hypothetical scenarios. And impossible scenarios are dangerous making possible choices. That's what I notice difference. Kids shows teach like Clever Chase, teach problem solving. Other shows for the kids teach more about prioritizing. I'm putting this just this line. Just make this line in the song make me think about just the way to prioritize and think. Get it done. Hollywood, the near-fictional scenarios. There's some real-life history scenarios. No, here's some real-life scenarios, not fiction. Again, only women and children. None of them had a chance. Will Smith is asking for discrimination against him. The world is out to get you, simply because of biology. As going and being in line with nature, living in your environment, acting on your urges, your impulses, your feelings, what separates us from animals. At least that's what people are taught to say. Because going by your programming, it what separates us from machines. Intellectuals debunk conspiracy theory observations, I just say, with the fact they got caught. Why would they do things that are this other or the person who's noticing is crazy for noticing that other people are crazy because assuming they'll be logical. The people who brag themselves on not being machines is these people to get caught. The fact that these people got caught me is proof against the deal they got caught because to do not get caught, they have to control every factor to not get caught, which they did. Why would they do something stupid, so illogical? What do these women have to gain from accusing an innocent man of rape? How does it logically benefit them? The people who say they're not logical, we shouldn't be logical machine, cold calculating machine. A lot of false accusations, or even the divorce, the suffering after divorce of alimony and child support, that's on the child, even on the child themselves, is actually to punish those who fail to bring her complete happiness. She's not sacrificing her happiness for her family, for her happiness. You're asking her own question what you have to gain. It's all making making him suffer. That's it. You're assuming we're doing the assumption they work by logic and not by hormones and not by biology. I mean that they should be treated like gods. That there's no social programming. Appalls of women on a Titanic lifeboat. Reading the purpose of male disposability. The reason we got this World War I started in the first place, the assumption everyone is rational. And probably went on longer than it needed to be. Fighting age men froze to death in the Atlantic to save post-menopausal women who had no chance of, no potential, more reproductively disposable than men. More reproductively disposable. The child for menopause, not marine mammals. Hey, why don't you take the fact that those are marine mammals? If there's any pattern. Humans, the primordial animals, just ran out of eggs. Of ending all life on Earth in World War III, based on the same logic that it would end all life on Earth, no sane, rational, logical person would do such a thing. The sane, logical situation open the most monstrous. The most monstrous things done in history, throughout history, were done out of emotion, and were ended out of logic, out of negotiation, out of debate, and reasoning, and trade, and fairness. Is simply the interaction between at least two conscious beings. The lives of animals or human fetuses or fetal animals, we think if it has the first definition of rights is if it has feelings, it had rights. It should go on. It has so much to go about rights. It should make a separate video on definition of rights. But basically, here is about logic. The factor then is morality is simply the interaction between at least two conscious beings. About the rights of men and male disposability and priority after I build my own raft, my own lifeboat from out of the walls of the sinking ship itself. See, getting it done is more than just prioritizing. Some computers don't go by logic, they go by their programming, like college students, or at least in movies they do in their own universe. Real computers, there aren't even data points connecting to other data points. They're more in their programming there. The real transistors aren't neurons, they're pathways to light switches and gears that are independently timed and do not interact, do not share data, do not mix data, do not compare data. So we thought about computers. They're actually data points. They're proteins, G proteins, cell receptors, membrane pathways, actin pathways are making our whole body, our whole brains, our entire bodies more of a network of computers. Yeah, my channel's called Moses Jones, so it should be called Moses. Just the algorithms. So can we turn our organic brains into AIs? Computers today, right, he knew more about computers more than Stephen Hawking or Elon Musk. Just a bunch of like some clockwork, not actual thinking, no, not putting anything together, not thinking by any definition.